Ah, yes. Gideon Pallet Plant, the map with 25 safe pallets. And then, ironically, the strongest loop on the entire map is a window. But it doesn't do us any good if we can't find the actual window itself. The window is freezer, and it's always going to spawn directly next to the vat room, which is in the corner of the map. Now, things move around a lot on Gideon Meat Plant, but one easy way to remember exactly which corner it's going to spawn in is whichever side that you find the bathroom on, or the same tile that has the 2 pallets up top as well as the 2 pallets down low, is always going to be in the corner diagonal all the way on the other side of the map. So if you can find the bathroom in this area with the mannequins and the 2 pallets, and the same thing if you're downstairs near the bathroom, then you know for a fact, even though everything else can move around, the vat room and the freezer will always be on the complete opposite side all the way over here. And the vat room will always be right next to freezer, so you know for a fact jumping down this window can lead you right to the freezer. You'll come down here in the vat room, and then you'll have the freezer right there. And this is how you get to the strongest area on the entire map. We're going to go over the freezer first, because the freezer is the single tile you can want to run by itself, and also the freezer is the one that works against projectile killers by itself. But you really want to connect these two, it just doesn't work against every single killer, so let's go over the freezer first. Now, just like a lot of the other loops, this one is very, very simple. Now, if the killer doesn't do any mind games or anything, you can just run this way. That is a much easier running vault than it appears to get. Let's say the killer wasn't mind gaming at all. We just keep pushing around this way. The killer comes behind us there, and you can run and jump in the window again. And then let's say he pushes us around. Easy enough. And the cool thing is, it's really safe, where a lot of times you can break chase, and you might even be able to get extra vaults going through this window. Now, obviously, the killers are going to try to mind game a lot, so there's a lot of good checkpoints that you want to stay at. One of them being right here, because if you're right here, you can see if they're going to vault through that window right there. You can see if they're going to come around the side, long way over that way, and you can see, more importantly, if they double back over that way. So you're going to want to sit here for a second, even can sit right here, a little bit further if you want to play it safe, since this over here is longer than even Killer Shack would be. And if they push you back that way, you can run back this way and then just jump right in here. Another thing you can do as well is if the killer pushes around that way, you can walk around the corner and then run, so then you can vault without being in chase. Every now and then you'll have to go out of your way to get the running vault, but you just want to play that one by ear. If you're too close and you know the killer's going to hit you, you're either going to want to juke it or go out of your way for the running vault. So every now and then you get put in that position. And you don't have to run as wide for that running vault, because you can, as you can see, the window goes in a little bit, so you don't have to run all the way out to here to try to get this running vault. You can run pretty much from like right here in the middle, and then bang, right into it. Now, another good checkpoint you'd want to stop at is right here, because if you're right here once again and the killer moonwalks around this way, it is long enough for you to be able to react in time and make it all the way to the next checkpoint, which is on the inside, and that's the most important checkpoint. So if they moonwalk back this way, then you can make it around. That's why you want to be a little bit further this way, because if they go that way, you might not be able to make it back to the window again. You might, if they run a little bit inefficiently, to make it back to that window, but at least it gives you time, if they moonwalk around that way, to try to make it somewhere else. And there's a lot of other tiles in this map, so it's not like you're going to have a shortage of specifically pallets. So even if the killer does catch you off guard with a moonwalk around that corner, a lot of times there is something you can make it to. In this case, we could have a pallet right here for us to make it to instead. Or even closer, if you wanted to play a more unsafe pallet, there's this one right here as well. There's literally just multiple options if the killer tries to push you back around this way, that you don't have to go right into the window. But looping the window is obviously the most fun part, so that's what you're going to be aiming at most of the time. But obviously looping the window is the most fun part, so this is what you're going to be aiming at most of the time. The last checkpoint and the most important checkpoint to know is this checkpoint right here. Just barely long enough for us to be able to get the running vault, but we can also sit and look back and see if the killer's coming this way. If you react in time, even though the killer moonwalks around the corner, you will still be able to get the running vault. But what you want to be sitting here for is, you can obviously only see this one, and you don't want to be sitting here going like this, but you really just sort of want to watch this one here while standing still. You'll be able to see the killer's red stain come out this corner right there. If you have your camera right here, you'll be able to see the red stain if they come to vault, which will give you the opportunity to run to that pallet that we're going to talk about in a minute, while still being able to see if the killer pushes around from that door there, and being able to get the running vault just in case anyway. Now, admittedly, you have to react in time and get the running vault if they come moonwalking around the corner efficiently to get the running vault safely. But we've all been there as well, where you can still get hit even though it's poor ping. What? And this freezer works against projectile killers, except for Slinger. Slinger goes one way. Now, some of the projectile killers like Pyramid Head, you're gonna have to do like a crouch juke or something to get out of the way. But if you're talking about like Trickster, this thing gets in the way and the corners are too tight, where it's gonna be hard enough for him to get a lot of the knives off on you. Huntress, I've never seen a Huntress squeeze it in between that. Not saying it's not possible, but every other time I've been playing this, it has blocked the Huntress. Does she vault? Can I get hit by that? Now, Slinger's the one that makes it a little bit interesting, because if you get shot this way and you're jumping through this and he shoots you, he can go around the meat and then slap you that way. Like it. Oh, he made it around! But if you're coming this way and he tries to shoot you and you get shot between the meat and you get dragged this way, that stops you from being pulled around this corner and getting hit this way. So even if Slinger does hit that pretty admittedly difficult shot to hit in between this. Oh god. There's meat in the way. Save me, meat. If they're running from this direction, then you will still be safe. It's this direction that Slinger can keep you out this window while walking around the meat and then slap you down for. But Huntress and some of the other projectile killers, Nemesis, stuff like that, this meat definitely blocks that. So even this window is safe against them, where you don't even have to do one of those things where you're hiding around this corner like this. You can literally just run behind here, like I said, beside Slinger. I don't know if I make this, actually. It's going to be very close. Freezer OP. Freezer OP. Looking like a fool while my freezer's OP. Wanted to get one more vault out of it. I think that was the way. Although I think I get hit here, actually. No, I don't. Let's go. Yes! Max freezer value. Love to see it. Now where it becomes really interesting is incorporating this pallet here. Because this part right here, the longer side, is actually closer to the freezer, so no matter which way they're pushing us, as long as we were on the exact opposite, so not just on the opposite side of the table here, it would be like here, with them on that side because of these extra barrels adding to the length of the tile itself. So as long as we are at the complete opposite side of it, we have enough distance to be able to cut to this window and jump it. And then push back around this way, and push right back to the pallet again if we want to. We can cut to the window again too if you want, but it's really fun to try to connect the pallet again, and you push right back here. And same thing, if we're running this way, and they're pushing around this way, this one isn't quite as good since they can walk around that side and just make it out. And they can go around the long way, obviously, and we can push back around this way. But once again, it is long enough, even if they push you this way, where if you leave at the complete apex, where you're at the complete opposite side of that, it is definitely long enough for you to be able to make it back to this window again. Oh my god. Oh shit. Is he fast? Is that bloodlust? No! Look how brave and daring I am. Definitely not just running to the strongest tile on the map. Not me. Never me. I wouldn't run straight to the tiles, the strongest tile on the map ever. Not even once. Not me, no way. Are you gonna respect this one is the question. Yes, you will. Oh, I might have been able to make that. I'm not gonna make it though. He's gonna have bloodlust. Yes! Did he go back around this way? I did good shit! Now where it becomes even more interesting is if you're running to this one and you're not far enough ahead to be able to loop around this thing and make it back there again, this is where you greed the pallet. And if you greed this pallet and they don't respect it enough where you can once again make it all the way around and back to that thing, then you can use this side here. Because if you greed this pallet and they just go to loop this thing by itself, once again, it's easy to see if we're reset. But let's say they didn't respect it enough for us to be able to push to the window again. They're not quite far enough away. This is where we're going to try to use that side to incorporate it. And that side is a lot more safe than it looks. This looks like a pretty unsafe pallet. And it is, once again, against projectile killers, but even then you might be able to duck this sometimes. But don't try it against projectile killers. Don't try this pallet. But it is definitely safe enough where even if you just want to loop this side by itself, the killer will probably have to bloodlust you to be able to get a hit unless you're not reacting time, or you big goofy turnaround like this, or you stub your toe trying to loop too tight. If you just react in time and loop normally, the killer will pretty much have to bloodlust you just on this one little side right here. I want to greed this pallet. And then work my way back to freezer. That's what I want to have happen. It's going to be sick. No, they're getting bloodlust. They're going to get that lusty blood. Strike one. I'm the meat butcher. This meat's not quite infected enough for you. And greet it. Yeah! Lusty blood! Damn it. But that's what makes it really interesting, is if you can greed the pallet and reset to this side right here, specifically if you're pushing in this way. If we go like this and then the killer doubles back, say we're going to throw the pallet and the killer doubles back to go around that way, we're already going to be running this way no matter what. And if they go backwards around that thing, that definitely gives us enough distance to be able to make the freezer once again. I am being chassed! Stop chassing! Why must you ballet? Yay! Read the pallet. Yes! No, it's blocked. Yeah, what's up, Big Bit? You can make it back to the freezer this way if you're looping it here, but you'd have to do something like this, and then have to once again double back around that way, and you'd have to see it, and then you'd probably have to cut back this way. Because if you run around this way and then double back around that way, obviously they're going to cut you off, and you're not going to have enough distance to make the freezer. But if you leave at the right moment, and there is no telling what's the right moment, you just got to take a risk and leave, kind of like a 50-50. If you're running in this way, and then you see them double back, then you can just walk right around, don't stub your toe on that part like I just did there, and you can make it once again right back to the freezer. And there never is an exact concrete moment where if they do this, you got to leave. Leaving and going to another place, especially from an unsafe pallet, and hoping they mind game themselves is always a chance. Sometimes you leave, yay, perfect time. Other times you leave and dang, they double back to right when I left. So don't feel bad if you try it once and it doesn't work, since it is taking a chance. I want to greed this one. Unless they get that lusty blood. Yes! Can I make it all the way around this? Yeah, I left at the perfect time. That was lucky as fuck. Throwing that, I believe. I might have gotten hit though. No! He knows now. But a lot of times you can really just connect these two, from that one back to the freezer and going back and forth. And sometimes if you come back around this way, like if you had jumped this window here and then you were going back around to the pallet, sometimes the killer might think that you were looping the freezer anyway. So if you come around this side over here and then you turn this corner over here, the killer thinks you're going back to the freezer, and they go back inside that way. Which, if you really want to, sometimes you can wait here and wait for the killer to come back and keep looping it. But a lot of times, if you really want to, and this door's open, you can just use that as a very good opportunity to just leave the chase. That's no fun. You always want to get as much value as they can, helping the freezer over and over and over. And it's no fun if you leave the chase, and it's no fun if they leave you, unless you want to get left and you don't want to get tunneled. But on a map like this that loops itself with a really strong cookie cutter main area and 25 safe pallets, it really doesn't matter that much getting tunneled. This is kind of one of those maps that loops itself. Dang. I was hoping you wouldn't do it this way. That's fine. So I'll run it back this way. Run it back, run it back. Greet it. Yes. That was interesting. Oh shit! Thanks for follow, fish nips. Oh shit. I do appreciate it. Oh fuck. I greet it one more time. Yes, I do. I'm not gonna throw it down though. Can I get one more? I don't even make a whole run because of fucking bloodlust. Oh my god, the bloodlust. He whipped again. Holy shit. This is almost the whole inning by ourselves. Dang. I was hoping that would work. This is gonna block because it's a fucking third vault in one chase. No, it's not. Is there some rule? Let's do this again. I love Freezer. Freezer is fucking hilarious. Can I make this again? I think so. I think this is the strongest spot on the whole map. Can I make it one last time? Or is this a mistake? I think I make it. Yes! How did he do that? Why did he let me get back here? Is this guy gonna use his power at all? I guess not. There we go. Oh god, he got me. Let's see whiffs here. Oh my god! Yeah, damn. Gonna make this, I'm hoping. I do now. I'm sorry. Back to this one. The lag on the fast vault. Hey, thank you so much for that. Give me 1 second. Read it. Yay. Yes! Can I make this? Yes, dude! Let's go! Back to this one again. For the shits and giggles. For the pure entertainment. Yes! Away we go! Can't make this. This is gonna be very close. Yay! Back to the freezer. Oh, fuck. Yay! I love Freezer. Freezer's fucking great. Best area in the map to me. I'm gonna greed this. I don't want to hit. Yes. Then run back to Freezer. Because it's good as freak. We're on the small side. And try to greet it at least once. Hopefully. I'll stay here.